But yeah, we still gotta warm up a little bit. Well, I still do. But I guess.
Any questions?
Yeah. Do you guys know how to warm up, or do you guys know how to like stretch and stuff?
What are your stretching techniques?
Huh? Let me show you. Well, this is pretty much what I was doing earlier. So, putting my leg up here, holding it for about, I don't know, 5-10 seconds.
What's that called?
Until you fall.
The swan.
Yeah. That's like a warm up. So you just hold it on each side, reaching for your toes, which I can't do, but try. So you go all the way down. Stretches out your legs. The other one too is, I saw this one on the flow in air. I don't know. It's pretty much. So this is just pretty much twisting your ankles out so that way you have more movement. So I like to randomly, I move my foot for some reason. I don't plan on doing it, but whenever I get faster or past parts, my foot moves to the side. So do it on both sides, and then pretty much the other ones. Put your foot behind here. You kind of lean forward, and me and Jesse both learned that from the Jordan Morgan and stuff. And that's pretty sweet. So you go like this, you stretch out. Pretty much stretch out your shin right here. So that depends, I guess, on the foot technique you use, but I pretty much try to cover everything. So pretty much lay down, you can feel the burn right here. Down here.
It's not burning, it's not working.
And for the arms, I pretty much just try to like exaggerate. I'm not gonna be all over the place like this, but try to like do this, hold it, just you go like this. Kind of like you're gonna be in B class or something. Like this. And obviously, you know, the usual drummer, you know, you go like this and warms up your arms. That's what I like to think. That's pretty much everything I do. I mean, I don't do anything else special like that. A lot of people like warming up before they jam. Obviously, I didn't have that time before that, but I'm gonna try to get warmed up, you know, between the set, as we kind of do in practice anyway. So, Dysfunction, or I'm gonna jam this other song. It's called this one. I actually know the name of it. Dysfunction. This is a little short song. Like I said, more groove.
More groovy.
Yeah. But here we go. Ready? say that was more like our chill song. We just kind of like, you know. Well, yeah, I mean, 'cause it's more groove, you know. It doesn't involve me like doing all this shit. It's kind of like this groove. That's the panty dropper. So I'm missing a couple things, so if you see me kind of surprised that something's not there, it's good. I'm pretty sure you know, like when you're used to something there, you're like, oh crap, and you gotta hit the next thing. But
Does it affect it a lot?
it does, because I use splashes on all of our songs on everything, accents here and there. So.
No wonder. I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I was like. I don't know. Should we move on to the next?
Any more questions before we go on to the next song?
Hey, so, oh, sorry. Oh, no, you go. Hey, so because somebody told me the other day that, like, you learn songs really quick. Like, how do you go about when you gotta learn a song? Do you write the drums when they put guitar to it, or do you?
For Euphoric, Paul pretty much comes up with the tunes and everything on his drum machine, and then he throws it at me. And even if I can't do it, I mean, I work on it until I have it done. But pretty much that's how we go about drums. And then after we have the skeleton done, which we'll go ahead and play like another 3 songs, yeah. We have like 3 new songs that we have. I just have the skeleton for it, which I haven't done like fills or anything like that. But we'll play that. That's like the first step, and then we'll add fills, and then we'll see how it sounds, and then we'll change stuff here and there. Like with the band, it's not like all just about like what I want on the drums. It's we pretty much go for whatever sounds better. I'm not gonna be like, hey, you know, this sounds cool because I could do it. Let me just do this the whole time. It's gonna be pretty much what sounds good and pretty much what we dig. It's not gonna be like do this here because you can do that for a long time.
Like I gave him like the main, I would say, a skeleton of the song on the drums. Like my idea would have for like a drum for the song, and then he'll listen to it and like if he likes it, he'll keep it, and if not, like he'll still do something similar but like more his style, you know. Probably been doing it since it works.
Yeah, this is the way I've always done it with other projects, because when I keep in mind, it's like when he writes the guitar riff or he writes a song, he pretty much has drums in mind already behind that. Right. So there's something that you build upon. You don't want to just be like, oh, let me put this because I'm the drummer. You know, it's kind of like he has an idea of how it sounds, and most of the time we pretty much keep everything and just build on top of that. But learning the songs is pretty much just about like learning the sounds on your kit. It's like, I know when there's a splash, when it's a bell, open and close hi-hat, toms, kick drums. Like I didn't study any drums at all. Like I didn't take lessons or anything like that. Everything I've done is pretty much by either looking at other drummers that I played shows with, or the famous drummers, like the videos on YouTube now. Like before, when I was growing up, I didn't have that, so I had to pretty much depend on my ear to learn everything. That's pretty much a build-up. A lot of people forget to do that nowadays, but I mean, you could. A lot of people learn by looking. A lot of people learn just by like notes and stuff like that. I actually want to keep doing that. I want to learn like notes and how to read actual like drum notes and all that stuff, because I don't know anything like that, to be honest. Everything I do is just pretty much because it sounds good, or like I try to make it sound good.
You have a question on me.
All right. Sorry, it's like symbols right there.
Who are your like favorite drummers? Like who inspired you to start, and then who inspired you to start playing this particular type of
Honestly, man, like as I listen to all kinds of music, even like when I was a kid, I started playing like rancheras and stuff like that. So this is nothing compared to that. I started like evolving, I guess, drumming like I was a Pokemon, but like pretty much by finding like new challenges on drums, because I started playing that stuff, and I don't want to say it sounded boring to me, but as a kid, you always try to like do like fun stuff, and I was always just, I don't want to say restricted to the natural, just Mexican sound or cumbia sound or salsa, whatever. But I try to incorporate that into the drums that I was pretty much going into, and then I started getting into like usual core Metallica, Deftones stuff. Yeah. And then I started getting into more heavier stuff. So it all depends on what I'm into that time. Like right now, I like a lot of like I don't want to say ex-obscure drummer, but like Hannes Grossman, I like that guy a lot. And like obviously Derek Roddy and all those other guys, Flo Manier. But like as pretty much as a drummer, this is the thing, man. Like anybody can go fast. You know, anybody can go fast. It doesn't take that long. Well, it probably does. You know, it does take long to do it. You know, cleanly or whatever. But like, I like looking at videos and you see drummers blast, and that's cool, all that. But I like also listening to like the groove. You know, groove. That's something you can't teach, and I learned that the hard way because I remember I went for like that Guitar Center drum off thing, and I was doing like a bunch of blast speeds and kicks and all this stuff, and the guy was like, he's like, yeah, you got all that speed, but it's going in the waves because you have no groove, and I was like, oh, you know. Like so since then, I was like trying to develop my groove, you know, like just listening to different drummers. I mean, it all depends what you like, man. It doesn't matter if the person next to you doesn't like it or if the other person thinks it's not cool to listen to or something. You know, I listen to some pretty bands, well, pretty much a lot of bands that people are kind of surprised that I listen to. Like, I'm not gonna say it, but
friends.
like me and Jesse are big fans of the Ben Stonefold, and we always go to their concerts. Remember? It's not like dude, I'm not afraid to say it. Like I like a Ben Sevenfold. You know, knowledge. It's, you just gotta find like the qualities in different music. Like it's not about like which one's the heaviest, which one's the toughest, and all that. It's all about like what sounds good, dude. Whatever sounds good. Like a lot of people don't like certain music. I like a lot of reggae. I like stuff like that because of the groove. And and it might sound easy to play, man, but it's not because it's all about feel. It's all about feel, and you can't teach that, unfortunately. I tried. But I mean, it all depends what you like, man. Like, I listen to everything. Whatever's on the radio, sometimes I get tired of like the CDs that I have because I don't have that many. I have like a lot of stuff on my phone. I even have our stuff on my phone that I've downloaded, you know, which kind of sucks. But and also like a lot of the cool thing too about it is that you have a lot of local talent that makes you jump and want to go to the next level. Like this guy's badass, that guy's badass. Oh yeah. That guy, he's getting badass. Like you play with these guys and you see them do different things, and that kind of like inspires you to do something else. And it's the same thing with them. Like they see you do something, and then they're like, "Oh fuck, you know, let's do this." Like it's pretty cool because we don't do it to like surpass each other. We do it kind of like to better each other, and we all know each other. That's the reason we're all here, you know, like right now. If not, we've all been like, "Nah, screw that guy. I don't want to go see that guy." You know what I mean? Whatever. But just kind of build off, and just remember, like you're always gonna have somebody better than you. So it doesn't matter what you do, how fast you do it, how great you sound. Somebody's always gonna be better than you. And somebody's always not going to be that good. But you thinking that you're that badass or something like that, it's not going to get you anywhere. But, you know, I want to say, like, pushed away from people. People are going to be like, yeah, that guy's good, but his attitude's like, you know what I mean? Just remember, like, a lot of people like working with people that are, I want to say, talented, but they're not, like, super picky with everything because you always have to keep an open mind when you're playing drums, because drums is pretty much a universal instrument, I would say. Like, you can play it anywhere. Somebody could just be jamming like a lick, and you could just play drums on top of it, you know? And then it's not always going to be death metal. It's not always going to be fast. It's always going to be, you know, whatever suits the moves for the person, I would say. I mean, it's all up to everybody. But just keep in mind that, like me, I started drumming, and I didn't even know anything about drums. I still kind of don't know. Like, I'll still ask, like my fellow peers about like, hey, what do you think about this, or what do you think about this pedal or this kind of wood and this and that. Like I still don't know everything, and a lot of people think that like because I know how to play a certain way or this and that. Like a lot of people expect you to kind of know like 100% of everything, but just keep in mind that you're always going to learn no matter how experienced you are. Just keep that open mind. But what was the question?
How long did you play?
I started playing when I was like 4, and then I stopped. And then I started playing again like when I was a senior, like around there. But I started playing like because I wanted to jam like Metallica's not the Time, System of a Down. That's one of my favorite drummers. John from System of a Down. I like he keeps it simple, but it sounds like he does what he needs to do. You know, it's not always about like being fast and doing like all these little fills. You know, like, oh fuck this. It's always like just however it sounds good. But I mean, everybody, you know, does their own thing. A lot of drummers are pretty badass. They do a lot of fills and do all that, and it's amazing, you know. But you don't always have to shoot for, I don't know, being like exaggerated. Yeah. Shall we?
Which one?
The next one.
One of the new ones or just new ones?
You want?
New ones? Yeah, let's mix it up. Where's new one? Second new one? Third new one? Second new one?
I need splashes, sir.
Second new one?
Which one's the third?
Huh? The second new one.
The second one?
Uh,
The snare? Alright, yeah, fuck. Alright, so this is gonna be like a new one. It's kinda like we explained earlier. Right now I just kinda have like the skeleton down. So there's no fill, there's no like sweet, drum parts or whatever. This is just a skeleton down to pretty much get the song done and for us to kinda like get used to it, and we bring it in slowly to practice and we make it part of the set so that way we have to play it. So we play it, we keep playing it, and there's gonna be more stuff. Like this is not gonna be the final, but this is kinda like a skeletons for now. And Zach likes this song a lot. Or just this. Zach's our bass player, by the way. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ready? That was good. Okay. Let's do it again. From the beginning? Still a new song, man. Sorry.
Sure, from the beginning.
All right. Well, I messed up again, so whatever. How does the riff go again? I see from there.
Huh?
What? I remember the drums. I don't remember. I need those splashes, man.
For your last, what do you use for your fingers?
I guess it depends how tired I am, to be honest. Sometimes when I'm first playing and I'm not tired, I use my whole wrist. When I start getting tired, I start using the finger. Well, my finger. But it's pretty much catch it on the rebound. It all depends how tired you are. Because, I mean, keep in mind that all these like techniques and all that, they're pretty much used to make you last when you're playing. I would say, like, because I hit hard, obviously. But when I do go fast, I tend to kind of lean forward, which a lot of people have told you not to, because you get tired more and you put like more pressure on your legs or whatever. But I tend to find that when I go a little forward and I hit the pedal, it kind of creates more pressure. So that way my pedal comes back faster to me. You always see me like whenever I go fast or something, I always lean a little forward. It's like a habit that I have for some reason. I try not to do it, but it's kind of hard to break your habits. But yeah, at least for blasting, the fingers, whenever I'm tired, whenever I'm not, I just go full wrist. But obviously you're going to get tired of doing all this stuff, But it's good to have like a backup, because then your thing starts tightening up and then you might mess up your hand or your muscles or something. But pedals too, I've always noticed that, I guess it depends what you use. A lot of people use different things. I use a combination of like toe, and sometimes I do a little swivel for some reason, even though I really don't know how to do it. It just kind of naturally comes out. A lot of people do heel toe. I mean, I haven't done it because I haven't mastered it, but I've seen people do that, and it's freaking fast as heck, That depends on what you want to do. The swivel too, I don't know how to do it, but I've seen people do it, but it's kind of something like this. But then that's when your head's pretty much hitting like twice as fast. I tend to use a little toe, ankle. I've learned there from Dan, from Inherited Disease. He told me like do the ankle pretty much instead of using your whole leg. Try to do like the ankle. It's kind of like bouncing a little basketball. That's worked for me pretty good. I just started recently doing that. Before I used to do just all toe, and at the end of the show I used to be like my legs were just sore, dude. But
you're playing heel up,
yeah.
And I noticed your heel's pretty close to the floor.
Yeah.
Does it impact the floor as you
No,
play
no, it
and
doesn't.
keep your strokes even?
Now what it does is pretty much I keep it down here because when I go faster,
Yeah.
pretty much try to use my ankle so that way my heel doesn't really move.
Right.
I'm kind of just kind of like going like this. But it's still I don't know if that's still toe, but I have to look at like slow motion or something. But yeah, I tend to. Yeah, it just stays there. And sometimes I kind of do the swivel, but only on this foot for some reason. It's probably just my main foot, but my left foot I still have a little issue with it. Still have to pretty much bring it up to par with this one, because when I started playing drums, I didn't do any double or anything. It was just single.
Right.
But it all depends what you're more comfortable with, because I've tried doing all of them, and toe's been the most comfortable with me. But honestly, if you want to play like super fast and stuff like that, like you probably have to do something else other than toe, unless you have like really buff ass legs or something. Because I mean, you could try it, and I've seen people do really fast with toes. But if you want to do like those freaking, like 280, 290, 300, just straight, kicking, flying, you have to kind of have to do something else to kind of make it last. You probably just won't get through one song, so like, at least probably one song. I've seen different types of people do like the same technique with different ways. A little easier, a little harder, but it all depends what you go for. Honestly, I would say probably the easiest. All depends on yourself, but toe for me for sure, and the ankle thing's been working for me too. It's kind of keeping your foot, because you don't want to popcorn it, just like they say. But that can happen, man. I've been through that before. So yeah. Okay.
What about like on your pedals? Like, what kind of tension do you have? Like, is it stock or is it
Everything is stock, but on this one it has, because not a lot of pedals have this option, but on this one has a option for finesse or for power. I always have it on power, and then the pretty much the springs I have it all the way up, like all the way tightened. I just find it like it's pretty much easier for it to come back. But
Is that the speed program?
it's pretty much the demon drive.
Oh,
the pro demon drive. I mean, honestly, man, like I've jammed like on like $100 pedals and everything. Even like recently when I started jamming with these guys, like when I was doing sessions with them, and it doesn't really make a difference, man. I think we were just talking about that the other day. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Like the pedal reeds doesn't make a difference, man. Like honestly, like before, I mean not TMI, but whenever like I get a chance when I rest it down, even if I'm in, like in the toilet or something, man, just like start pedaling. But there's no rebound. Always focus on no rebound. Like my hands, whenever I used to come home from school or something, I used to see like the marching band guys. And they used to be like practicing on like pillows. So I'm like, I'm gonna try that. So it works, man, because it burns your hands like 2-3 minutes into it. So it develops your stamina for your hands for sure. And I did that a lot, but I forgot about my foot for a long time, like for my feet. So it's always good to just do like no rebound. Because then because keep in mind like the tension in the heads is pretty much tiny, so it's gonna spring back fast. Especially like on mines that have triggers, so I have to like muffle it up so you can pick it up. And that one helps a lot too, man. I mean, it's not just all like me or whatever. You know, it's also the way you tighten your head. Some people like it looser. Like me, I personally don't like the way my kick sounds right now, but I have to do it pretty much so the trigger can pick it up. Like me, I like more like a slap sound, more like a, you know.
Sticky.
Yeah. Remember how I used to have it before?
Yeah.
Before the trigger used to be like a smooth, you know. I love that sound, but I can't do it right now because of this. But no rebound helps a lot, man. Whatever you can get your hands on, like a pillow. Even if you don't have a pillow, or just, you know, do it by yourself. Especially the feet. When you're just sitting down, you can just start tapping. You know, it's known to annoy people a lot because I've done that when I'm like in class or I'm waiting somewhere, always just moving my feet, and they've always been told to like stay still, you know. But it helps out, man. Do what you can. Yeah. Put on jam.
Ready?
Play ready?
He's been in the band for like the full night. He still doesn't know the name of the songs.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad with names, guys, so sorry. Ready?
Yeah.
What's your song?
I could do some of those ones.
Like, I don't know. Like I said, I try to do like, I don't try to do too much of it, but because I really like fills and stuff, man. Have never been my thing, and like I've learned to accept that, you know, in a way. But I try to do like little stuff here and there, you know. Just kind of like not overdo it because you get tired now.
Yeah.
But this sounds good, especially like on a part. It's like grooving a long time. Kind of have something to, you know, fill, like say awesome. So, thanks, man.
Solid.
In that song, you were changing up the blast beats. You had like 3 different kinds of blasters going.
Yeah, I kind of just do it like how, honestly, man, every time it's different, and it kind of sucks because when we recorded that, it was just like a straight blast. But then as you kind of go and get a little more familiar with your song, you kind of add stuff here and there. But
I noticed you had, were you playing alternating strokes, all down strokes, and then the quarters?
yeah.
Any reasoning, or just that's?
I just think it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I change it like I do, you know, the regular blast.
Is that alternating strokes, or is that all down?
I don't know, man.
Oh,
I have no clue, to be honest.
I mean, are you alternating the strokes?
Oh yeah, it's kind of just. Yeah, so.
I guess at speed, it kind of almost seems like it's all.
Yeah, the way I do it, I just kind of guide myself with my right foot.
Okay.
Kind of always like hit the little action on the right foot. But to be honest, like I've learned that through, like I said, like watching and stuff. Like, and the way it sounds, if you get it just right, it sounds pretty heavy. Like, you know what I mean? But it depends on the song too, because sometimes they'll come out cool, sometimes they don't. When they come out cool, I'm like, you know, in my head when I'm playing. But sometimes, you know, you got to catch them clean, and it's not all the time. But hopefully they come out good. But it all depends on the. I guess I would say like it's just depends how I'm grooving, man. Sometimes I'll do like just a straight blast, and I'll do like a little, you know, a little thing here and there. A lot of things I do too to kind of make it sound different, but it's the same.
Right.
It's the same thing, but it's just pretty much hitting different cymbals. So you can just keep doing it, because if I do it regularly, it's just gonna be. I'm doing is just singing cymbals, and it makes it sound totally different. You know what I mean?
Put a little space.
Yeah. Or you can just do straight. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it just sounds different. But you're keeping the same thing. Like if somebody does, like we've done that a lot. Like we pretty much just do like accents here and there on the cymbals. It sounds a little different, but it's the same thing. And it kind of helps me because when I'm doing like the spaces on there, for some reason. I hit everything more clean for some reason. Like, because I have a little, I'm focusing more on the cymbals, and I don't pay attention to this. If I focus too much on my hand, then I'll start messing up, especially on my pedals. Like what I do a lot is like, I look like I'm spaced out when I'm drumming. A lot of people told me. I'm always like, just like doing this or that. Honestly, like, the whole time I'm just kind of listening to what I'm playing, because I don't want to be like off. Like, I hate being off. Like, I'm effing reason. Like, I don't like being, you know, but it doesn't work out all the time, because sometimes, you know, you're too tired, or, you know, I've played shows before where, like, we've had, like, road trips, and you're just really tired, and you just can't play it as fast, or your full potential, but, number one thing would be with us, especially as a band, is playing clean, like, playing the songs clean. It doesn't matter if you're playing slow, as long as you're playing clean, because,
building up your blast beats, that's how you.
yeah, so what I've done to a lot sometimes, by myself, or even at practice, like our first set will be slower than we usually play.
Way slower.
Yeah, way slower. The reason I do that is obviously to warm up, and to make sure I'm getting everything clean. Sometimes it doesn't work out, man. We've been at practice where I miss stuff here and there. We all miss stuff, and we all start laughing, and so we keep going, you know? But yeah, I'm not sure. I think I was watching the Flow in DVD, but he's like you can play fast, you can do whatever you want, but as long as you play clean. Like the way he does his songs is. He practices fills slow, super slow. But the reason he does that is because he knows he already has the speed. He has speed, obviously. But he just wants to get those parts clean. So he does it slower. He goes faster by faster, and then until he reaches the speed. But everything he already has muscle memory what he's gonna hit, so everything's clean. Same thing too. our old manager, when I used to be back, the drummer from Bruno Black, Ledge, he does this thing where he practices the set slow. So when he's playing live, your adrenaline hits in, and he plays at the right speed.
Right.
That also helps a lot too. But I mean, we don't do that because I mean, I like playing speed with these guys. We fucking just play fast. But it's pretty much like I said, like it's all everybody does it. Depends what you want to do. Like me, I like playing the drums fast, but I also like playing everything clean. Like if you want to play something fast, then I would just focus on the snare, da 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 da. Because that's all I really, not I want to say that's all it really is, but most of our genre, which is good old death metal, you have to have the blast on there, you have to have the fast kicks, or else you sound as brutal or whatever. I don't know, but that's something you focus on, being more clean than fast, obviously for sure. You try, man. Like right now, I'm still warming up as we go, but it takes a while. And I have this thing where as soon as I stop playing, I get cold again for some reason. So, what do you want to jam, bro?
You mean number 1?
How's that one go?
You said number 1?
New song number 1?
No, new one. We'll get it right this time.
Can you turn your cab a little more this time? And can you play like the first part of the song? That's kind of like a new song, so right now it's just the bare, pretty much skeleton. Like the beats. There's going to be, fills and stuff over it or whatever. Or at least we'll try. Sometimes when I hit my toms, it's because I don't have the splashes, so it sounds weird, my bad.
Do you guys have CDs? Recording?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we have CD. We brought some if you guys want some. We don't just sell because the labor don't pay. But yeah, if you guys want some CDs, we got them. What is it, $10? $10 CDs. This is like our first CD. If not, then
Where could we find you online?
We have our own Facebook for Euphoric Defilement. Just pretty much facebook.com/Euphoric Defilement. And then I think I'm tagged on the Extreme Drummers thing for today's event. You can just go there, and then I think I have a link on my stuff. But if anything, if anything, that'll probably be the only way for at least right now, unless you can remember Euphoric Defilement.
Hey, man, thanks for coming down after work and coming with
Yeah.
us, man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
dude. Sorry, guys. I like literally just got off, and I went home to pick up this guy. I went to go change, and I came over here.
Thank you, man.
And I luckily had these guys helping out with the stuff, and then these guys picked up one stuff and came with them. So thank you guys for all that. But how much time do we have?
Kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do one more? Can we do one more?
Excellent.
You want to try that new song again?
Yeah, let's try that new song. You know what? Let's try the third new song instead. Huh? The third new song? Which one? Which is the third new song again? Dun, 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 dun. Look at the abolishing.
Abolishing?
Hey,
Here we go.
Yeah.
Abolishing the divine structure.